Alright, so we're going to do a video here on how to configure your gauges on your screen. You can see the animation there. I just turned the truck off, and we'll go ahead and turn it on here. Alright, so when you come into this screen here, and we're in the normal drive mode. This is an XLT Sport, so this is what the screen looks like on a 2021 XLT Sport. That's the normal drive mode, and if you click the drive mode button down here, it lets you know which one you're in, the first click, and then as you click through them, I've been driving around a lot in Eco, and it'll ask you if you want to add or remove screens, so you're just going to hit OK on the steering wheel here, and you have a choice here of different screens to add. I think it'll let you add 7. So if you add too many, it's going to say, you can't add any more. If you go ahead and hit the back button, you'll see on the right side there, it pops up. And if you just scroll through with the arrows on the right side of your steering wheel here, it will show you those screens that you've added. Now, one thing I'm not sure is how to save this, because sometimes it seems like it saves when I get in the truck, and then other times it goes and it defaults back to normal. So you may have to reset this every once in a while. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's intentional, but when you get in the truck, if you're in eco mode and you go to start it up, it'll ask if you want to return to eco mode, but it defaults to normal drive mode. So if you hit back on the steering wheel here and you get to this main menu, the My View is what we were just in, and that's configurable. So back to the main menu, and then there's other options in this main menu. There's your fuel economy display, trip, eco coach, auto start stop, now playing on your radio. So one thing that I do want to show, and all these menus are accessed from the steering wheel on the right side. There's 2 arrows and an OK button, a menu button, and a back button. So as you go through here, you're gonna have all these options on your main menu. Now if you go to settings and configure gauges, by default, up on the top of this screen, you're going to get a temperature gauge, oil pressure, trans temperature, and your fuel gauge. I like to configure it so this will say swap gauge position. If you click on this, it basically swaps the 2 center gauges around. But I don't really, your trans temperature gauge is something you really want to look at when you're towing. I would rather see the turbo boost gauge in there. So I assume this is a 2.7 liter, but any of the Ecoboost engines are going to have an option for the turbo boost gauge. I'm not sure why it doesn't save this. Sometimes it does not. When you get out of the truck and it stops, and then you get back in the truck and restart it. Sometimes it defaults back to the trans temp gauge. It did that in the beginning. I've had this truck for about a week, and then it was like 2 or 3 days. It was fine. It was holding that gauge in there, and everything looked, you know, like I left it. So it's resetting that somehow. I don't know how to save it. The oil pressure gauge, you can see there, but one gauge that to me is missing. I'd like to see what my battery voltage is. So I don't know if that's something they can add down the road, but you can see there's a red light there for your battery, but sometimes down the road, once you get a lot of miles on your truck, that's how you're going to troubleshoot the alternator with your voltage gauge. So it'd be nice if they could add that option in there to have a voltage gauge. But I'm not sure at this time why it does not hold the boost gauge. But that's how you would add the boost gauge. If you go back to the main menu, you have to scroll all the way down to settings. Or it looks like if you scroll up from the main menu, you can get to settings also. So this kind of goes round and round when you push on the up or down button here. My view, so we showed you how to set that, and you can just scroll through up or down. This Eco Coach is kind of nice because if you keep it in that green area, you're going to get better fuel economy. So the very last button will help you configure the screen. The calm screen is just a blank screen. So if we take this trip off here and add our calm screen, so that's basically the calm screen. There's nothing displayed. If you hit up or down, you're gonna get those options. Now this is in Eco Drive mode. One thing that would be nice, so we're in Eco mode. When you go into Sport mode, so I'm not sure if the My View gives you any different options. It looks like they're the same when you're in Sport mode. I do notice the shift points are different in Sport mode. I have not driven it very much in Sport mode, but that's how it looks in Sport mode. So tow haul. And you're getting those same configured options that you can scroll through. Normal mode looks like that. Slippery mode, it's going to shift into 4-wheel drive high. Deep snow and sand. Looks like it turns the traction control off. It's in 4 high. And then mud and ruts. So those are how all those screens look different. And you just turn this drive mode. Start the truck here. So all of that's accessed by these buttons on the screen here. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd like to do more videos. If there's a video you want, please add it below in the comments. If there's any questions you have, just let me know. I'll try to answer them. But the big thing here is the boost gauge. When you configure those 4 gauges, I'm not sure how to get them to save. They save sometimes, they don't save other times. I'd like to do another video. I know there's a lot of questions on like the parking assist and what you see in that screen when you pull up to something. So I'm going to do another video that shows kind of how the parking assist works on this, but you can view basically the corners of the truck when you pull up on something.